How did you feel at that time?
Angry. I got into a lot of fights. I couldn't understand it. Why was it happening to me?
I get it a lot. Oh, because they're like, oh, you're Japanese. Then they start speaking to me in Japanese. Then I'm like, 笑了, 笑了. My dad is Japanese. He moved here, then he met my mom, and then got me lah. My mom is Singaporean Chinese.
My mom is Korean. Also, I'm Indian, with a little bit of Portuguese in me somewhere. I don't know whether can I rightly identify with one race, because it might open me up to comments going, but you're not Indian enough, you're not Eurasian enough, you're not Korean enough, which is quite scary in this day and age lah.
So I went to a neighborhood school. Fun fact is, when people first see me, they actually thought I was Malay.
Is it?
Because I was so tan. Until they see my name, then they're like, no, this doesn't add up.
Growing up as a mixed heritage, is there anything that had an impact?
When I was younger, how do you teach a 6-year-old or 5-year-old boy to answer what he is? How do you teach a 5-year-old or 7-year-old kid to fight back his bullies that made fun of him for his skin color or his last name? To be honest with you, in primary school, I wasn't the coolest kid around. You know, I had my insecurities, I was trying to fit in, and people found me annoying.
I think the only one time where I felt a bit awkward was history. You know, because we had like the Japanese occupation.
Yeah.
We visited the memorial site. I felt so bad. I even asked the teacher's permission if I could like stand outside for a moment. Even though I know it's not my fault. But I think being like the only Japanese there, and you see all this historical facts of what has happened to Singapore, right? It kind of affected me a bit.
It was an SAP school, so it was predominantly Chinese, and I think I was one of 4 or 5 kids in that 88 batch whose surname wasn't a Chinese surname.
How did you feel at that time?
Angry. I got into a lot of fights. I couldn't understand it. Why was it happening to me? Because if you are surrounded by one race, you know, chances are you might be seen as an outsider. But then, when I went to my secondary school, I actually felt so happy. Because you see different races, you see different cultures.
Do you feel like you're stereotyped now when people hear you're half Japanese?
They expect me to speak Japanese lah, first of all.
Oh, so you don't speak Japanese?
Let's move on.
Bro, because I am Sindhi, which is dialect group from India, and I don't speak my mother tongue. I mean, sometimes I feel like when I meet other Sindhis, you know, I feel like I'm not connected to my culture.
Yeah, I get it a lot.
Yeah, I remember when I was young, there was once someone called me blackfish. Fish because of my eyeballs, and black because of the color of my skin.
We think about it when we're in primary school or secondary school where it was in person. But now, username 2456 can call you that and you wouldn't know who this person is online, so it's a bit scary.
But do you still get that sort of comments like that?
Oh yeah. Couple of times on your forums like Indian dog, it still comes in, it still happens. But I'm going to be optimistic about this. I hope it changes because as much as we acknowledge all these bad things that's happening here in Singapore, we need to acknowledge the good work that people are putting in to encourage diversity and cohesion here in Singapore.
I'm very proud to be Singapore. Like, a lot of people have asked the question where like, oh, would you migrate to Japan? Would you move to Japan? I would love to stay there for a month or 2, but I will always come to Singapore.
People will say, go back to your country.
And these were fans or?
There was players. Some will spit at me.
Spit at you?
Yeah. Some will slap me.